like that. Pretty much. Melly has a cool, like 70s retro-y kind of a Cheryl Tiegs, Cheryl Ladd. You look like one of the lost Charlie's Angels.
Yeah? They never found her. She's still lost.
For good reason.
There's no reason.
I'm Bill.
I'm Melissa, and this is SBW.
We're going to tell you what to stream. We're going to tell you what to watch, what's happening, what's new on Netflix and Hulu and streaming services, and what's
gone. What's on its way out.
Kind of, there's some sense of urgency.
And this week we're watching Sean Penn, The Gunman.
Don't you have to go to work today?
I gotta grab some stuff and get out to the site.
Taken director Pierre Morel is back at it with The Gunman.
You are the designated trigger, Jim.
It has a lot of action, a lot of fights, and the cast is amazing, including Idris Elba and Javier Bardem.
Everybody wants to kill you for something.
All right, but before that, Walt Disney Studios, the Walt Disney Short Film Series Collection. Short Films Collection.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
These are a collection of the recent Walt Disney Studios movies. Things like John Brown, and there's one called, I think, like Goofy's Home Electronics, where Goofy's trying to set up the DVR, and the really kind of an old school vibe. Something that kids, but I think adults will get a big kick out of as well.
I think that even just going back to like Walt Disney World, I was actually in the studio in Burbank, California, and that was absolutely amazing. The Great and Powerful Oz, I was out there for the junket, and we were actually able to go into the studios. We saw it in the screening room where Snow White was screened.
Wow!
So even being there alone, I mean, being in there in Walt Disney Studios, and I'm a big Disney nerd.
Me too. I love Walt Disney.
That's a great little series that you can watch. It's out October 25th.
Did you ever see the Oscars that they gave to Snow White, Special Achievement Oscars?
Yes.
That all the little dwarves and
That's
then the big Oscar.
You know what? That's awesome.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
The collection also includes the Mickey Mouse short, Get a Horse. And Billy T, do you remember the Disney Oscar winners Paperman and Feast? Well, they're also included in this movie, along with interviews with the Disney animators themselves. So this is definitely something fun for kids of all ages, including myself.
I'm dedicating my t-shirt this week to the Aero, the American Cinematheque, and the Egyptian in California. One of America's great retrospective movie theaters. They were nice enough to show my film one day since yesterday at the Bogdanovich tribute.
I just remembered that you had told me about that place.
I certainly did.
Yes.
And they're amazing. It's an amazing, great old movie house. Don't sit at home watching Netflix only. Go out and go to the retrospective cinemas. Go to the new cinemas. Keep movies alive.
Wait, you just said your film? What film?
Well, that's for another day.
Just had too much.
That's for another day. What are we watching? What are we watching? Not even binging, but what are we watching on Netflix? David Ayer has a movie on Netflix called Sabotage.
What am I fighting for? My family, my team.
So I've been following on Twitter. I've been following David Ayer, and I've been following Suicide Squad. I'm very excited for this movie. You know, big comic guy, you know, like everybody is these days. And I'm excited for the movie. And I thought our retro pick should reflect that everybody's excited about Suicide Squad. And it is, they had for a while that they had End of Watch, which is awesome.
And that's another one that he directed. It's not currently streaming on the streaming services for free, but it is on VOD, on video on demand, at all of the outlets.
Y'all been greenlit.
We're cops. Everybody wants to kill us.
But Sabotage is still on there. You interviewed Joe
Manganiello, actually dating Sofia Vergara, engaged to Sofia Vergara now, but
Joe Manganiello, lucky guy.
He's
a stud too, so.
Oh, please. He's great. But he's actually a big wrestling fan, and I, growing up, was a big wrestling nerd, to say the least, and we chatted about that. Who was your favorite growing up?
My favorite was the Macho Man Randy Savage. That was absolutely my favorite.
Can you do an impression of Macho?
Oh yeah, let me
tell you something, Gene. Yeah, oh yeah, dig it.
Oh my god, that was so good. Were you ever able to meet him at all?
Yeah, well, he was in Spider-Man, and so was I. That was my
that's
first job.
right.
I knew that he was playing Bonesaw. So I asked if I could come down to set to meet him. And they introduced me to him. They said, hey, you know, Randy, this is Joe. He's playing Flash. And he went, oh, yeah, Slash. And he thought my name was Slash, so he kept calling me Slash all day. It was surreal.
Yeah, you talked about Bret Hart's glasses, and it's a really cute interview. A really cute interview, and he's a director and a writer also.
No, he's wonderful. And David Ayer, I mean, that's another guy that the credit, I mean, I interviewed him as well for Fury, and Bill, he's just one of those guys that he's so amazing, and I know you had fun retweeting a couple of his.
Yeah, he was, I don't know if he's Latino, but he was eating this amazing food, and we tweeted it on the Latin website that we have, Generation Enya, and that got a bunch of likes. The movies that he makes, you know, amazing. Fury, End of Watch, Sabotage. There's like these. He reminds me of Walter Hill, who did The Warriors and The Long Riders and 48 Hours. These kind of muscular, tough movies that people don't really make these days, and he's still making them.
And I have to say that although they're very, like you said, very masculine, very strong male persona movies. Man, we enjoy them. Like, as a girl, you know, you go in, Fury, one of the best films that I've seen in a long time. It was just very intense. You know, the intensity is out of control.
Fury's spectacular.
I love it.
Your interview with him, people can watch it, but, you know, you can't. It's not on Netflix right now, and you might think this is a leap, but what is on Netflix with Fury in the title is Cuban Fury.
Oh, yeah.
With Nick Frost.
I need to dance, Bruce. Gotta reach out and grab it.
Your wrists are limp. Your dick is limp.
This is your time, Bruce. I'm gonna be late for my ball wax. I'll call you later.
You got to interview Nick too, and he's one of my favorites.
You really like?
I love
He's
Cuban
so
Fury.
cool. He's just really funny. Like,
he's a hooligan, legit. Yeah. He's just awesome.
So my iPod now, as a result, is packed full of Fanya's All-Stars.
Fania All-Star is amazing.
It
and
is
let me
amazing.
tell you, you had that shimmy down to the T. So he shakes. He goes like this in the movie. It's pretty
Super
good. I'm
funny,
sorry. I just had to mention.
And the music in that movie is really good. I'm a salsa fan. You are too.
Yeah. He really, he says that he actually looked up a lot of the music himself because he started enjoying it. And he would catch himself listening to lots of salsa while he was filming. So I wonder if he still listens to it.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does.
He
and
shakes.
that movie is, if you love Edgar Wright's movies, a lot of the actors that are in Edgar Wright's movies are in that movie, and I thought it had a lot of and I am a big Edgar Wright freak, and it had that vibe, and it just had his own personal vibe too, and I love the interview you guys did. His sense of humor, I just find him to be hysterical. I really enjoyed that movie.
He's a pretty good dancer.
Yeah, and it's streaming right now on Netflix.
There you go.
So we'll be back next week telling you what to stream, what to binge, what to watch on Netflix, on Hulu, on Amazon Prime, on all your streaming services, on Crackle. Anything else?
Subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel and let us know what you think. Comments, good, bad, in between, and let us know what you're watching as well. Así que hasta la próxima. See you next week.